Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Your Worst. This is the show where Oli and I take turns trying to give the worst answers to a variety of questions that have been submitted by you, the audience. You ready, Oli?
Absolutely, I'm ready to do my worst.
Okay, you never let me down. I'm sure you'll be awful. Right. So the first question that was submitted by a Van Tor, and they said, "What is the new button Microsoft added to the Xbox controller solely used for?"
Am I going first?
Take it away.
Okay, so the new button that's been added to the Xbox controller, as soon as you press it, it takes you directly to that game's microtransaction store, so you can never not find it and never not be able to get it.
And is it a giant button right on the front?
It's
like a
most
panic
the controller,
button?
And you can't not touch it.
My one isn't really a joke. It's just another one that I just want. It's just a button to switch whether the game's inverted or not, the camera.
That would actually be really handy.
When we're playing, because I play inverted and you don't, and we're constantly going back and forth and just like rushing to get to the menu.
Yeah.
I just want it. Just so if anyone's watching, add that please.
Yeah, if you're watching, Phil Spence. Okay. The new button turns the analog sticks on and off, like on the PS2 controller.
Oh, yeah.
Never knew why it did that.
Yeah, like there'd be a little red light, wouldn't there? Like, have you ever needed? Like, is there anyone who's like, I keep knocking that stupid analog stick. Let's switch these off.
These damn things are getting in the way. What are these? Get these off.
My next one is it automatically exits and reopens the game so that the Xbox doesn't try to quick resume it and just mess up the game. Because every time I have to load the game and then go back to the menu, exit the game and load it back up because it's always trying to log into some server and it's so annoying. It's like slower than if it didn't have that feature.
Quick resume is just absolutely horrible. Like, I literally hate it. I just go through and manually close everything.
Because you can't, if it's in like quick resume, you can't just go to quit the game straight away. You've got to literally open the game and then go back and quit it and load it up. And yeah, if you could just do that with a button or fix quick resume, that would be great.
Okay, so my last one, you press the button, it opens up the bonus points on YouTube, it subscribes, it likes every video, and it hits the notification bell.
Absolutely, add it, please. There's a chance, Ollie, there's a chance. Right, my final one is every time you press the button, it feeds Phil Spencer a tiny pickle.
He's probably pretty full at this point.
No, they're very, very small pickles. They're quite manageable.
Maybe it comes from already inside his mouth, like, because they're that small. It's just like constantly showering his tongue.
Or like it fires out of his controller that he's holding. It's like they're linked. It's like, I got that I got like a camera thing in my house where I can like feed a dog from like far away, like send out a treat. It's like that. You press the button and it launches. It does a little sound. It does like the like Xbox like launch sound. The achievement unlocked sound plays. So you have to turn his head and then it fires a little pickle. Anyway, do you want to read the second question?
What video game has been turned into a soap opera? And that's from Doink Aesthetics.
Okay,
take it away.
So my first one is Tetris will be made into a soap opera, and it's a brutally honest social commentary on overpopulation in today's society.
Okay. My first one is Tetris.
No!
The pieces work in a factory and they make lines. The characters change as they lose themselves in their work.
That's so bad that we both thought, because I thought Tetris is such a weird one to think of being made into a soap opera.
Exactly.
Right, my second one is Dark Souls. And it's mainly just shots of knights in helmets doing muffled laughter, but the real story is in the show's description in Netflix.
That's clever. I think that might be my favourite one. Okay. So my next one is it's just Gears. Gears would be quite funny as through the lens of EastEnders or something.
Yeah, or like Coronation Street or something.
Exactly.
It's just like a village. They'll just do like shopping and stuff and like getting their groceries.
Banging into each other.
Gonna get my tomatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, my final one is Forza Motorsport. And don't even laugh because they're genuinely making a Gran Turismo movie, so it's not even that weird, is it?
No. Do you know what that movie's about?
Cars? I don't know.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? Nah, I'm not going to bother explaining it. You can Google it if you want to find out what it's about. It's got a really weird story.
Ollie, I have zero interest. I couldn't even fake it for this.
Okay, so my last one is Xbox Live online lobbies between 2006 and 2011.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
It'd be like a radio drama.
God, they should make like a reality show of that, shouldn't they? Like rather than like a soap opera.
Yeah.
Or like the drama, and then like they messaged me, like they're like little interviews about talking about like what they said while they're playing Call of Duty.
Yeah. And there was that whole thing of people were like, this guy wouldn't survive a second in a 2011 Modern Warfare 2 lobby. Like, shut up.
Yeah, they'd probably just leave because it's horrible.
Yeah, just mute everyone.
Right, the third question is Jeff. Well, it's not really a question, this one. It's more of a statement that we can comment on. Jeff Keighley stepped down from presenting this year's Game Awards. The last-minute replacement was interesting, and that was submitted by Squishy.
Oh, nice to hear from them, isn't it?
Friend of the show. Right, do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I've basically written who the replacement is.
Yeah, that's what I've
But
done.
it relies on you remembering who they are, because they're E3 people.
Okay.
So, this is going to work. Tak Fuji? Do you remember that guy?
Who's he?
He was the Konami guy that was like, extreme hack and slash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, from that really weird. Was that the one with like that really realistic game they said? And there's like giant crabs or like giant enemy crabs or whatever.
And it's one where the translator's standing like this close to him, but he's just like,
yeah.
and no one was clapping his games. We kept going, wow.
Yeah, he was like so like he kept like really whispering, like leaning forward, didn't he?
Yeah.
And just like
it's great. I love that video.
Oh dear, I'd watch it. I'd
watch it as well.
Probably enjoy it more. My first one is a sweaty Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from his gym after swigging a couple energy drinks.
Swigging and plugging and selling.
Yeah.
That was crazy because also didn't he show a trailer for his film?
Yeah, which had nothing to do. Like at the beginning, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Fortnite, so that's the gaming relation."
Yeah, I'm linked.
Then it was just about his film and his energy drinks. Like, why was he there, and why did they not edit that clip he sent? Like,
okay, my next one is another one you might not remember. It's Ravi Drums from the
is that
Wii
the
music.
Nintendo? Yeah.
But he's not allowed to speak. He just does like boom, like if they
It wasn't
showed
like
he's like a drum roll.
Miyamoto, like doing like a trumpet or something. Oh my god! And it sounds so awful. And that was the demo. That was the advertisement, and it just sounds so bad and looks so cringy.
The Wii era E3 stuff, where like, do you remember they were doing Skyward Sword and like the Bluetooth stopped working on the Wii remote? So Miyamoto was just like swinging his sword around, and like Link's just like.
It was horrible. The thing is that actually did work as well.
Yeah,
it's just horrible because you can see he's trying to smile, but he's not happy.
No.
Apparently, there's rumors he shouted a lot when he got backstage at people.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Supposedly.
Apparently, it's because there were so many Bluetooth devices or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is you're not going to get in your house, I guess. But.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe my house. I've got
a
lot of tech. Right. My second one is Gordon Freeman from Half-Life. just because he doesn't talk, he's silent. Just stand there.
He just stands there, doesn't say anything. Alex could be with him.
Yeah.
That's good, isn't it, Gordon? And then he's like jumping on the desk. Like,
everyone would just be like, he's just piling up things in the background.
Crouching and standing up.
And everyone would be talking like as if he is presenting stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, thank you, Gordon.
He did such a good job. Okay, my final one, if I don't get interrupted again by seagulls, is your dad.
That's not funny for anyone other than us, though.
Your dad presenting, you wouldn't know what's going on.
Oh, dear. He'd try his best, though.
Of course he would. He's a good lad.
He'd crack a few jokes.
He'd probably be very funny.
I was actually chatting to my dad yesterday, and he actually it was a few of us, and we were just chatting about video games, and then like he was sort of kind of went like, oh, I wonder why I never got into video games. Like he was like kind of like, I think he was like, because we're having quite a big conversation, I think he felt a bit left out. Like, why haven't I got into games? And he always mentions the glider game where you have a little paper aeroplane. So he's like, I liked glider.
I thought you were going to say he was dropping a hint that he was going to host it next year.
Yeah. Oh no.
We're actually talking to him yesterday, and he said, he said something, I don't know, dropped some sort of hint about Jeff Keighley. He was going to kill him and become him.
Oh dear. Right, my final one is Kuno from Disco Elysium.
I hate that guy. I hate him so much.
But you would tune in if he was somehow hosting it. You would have to see what was going to happen.
I think no matter who they changed it to, I would tune in because I'd be too curious.
Yeah.
I heard that Jeff Keighley's dad owns IMAX. That's kind of how he's doing all this.
Yeah, because they're putting them in IMAX. But did you hear that, like, it kind of didn't work, a load of them? And there was, like, go around pictures where they were all there to watch it. And everyone's watching it on their phones, but just still in the cinema because it didn't work.
Yeah. I could never imagine going something like that. It'd be so weird.
You got one more? Was that it?
No, that's my 3.
Okay. Right, do you want to do... We got a bit of a twist final round that Oli came up with.
So I stole this from the Insert Credit podcast. But basically what we've done is written video game versions of the In This House. Apparently it's a known thing, but In This House Disney sign. We'll put it on the screen so you know what they look like. And we've written our own video game versions of them. Joe, if you'd like to go first.
Okay, so mine I've just got a few very short ones.
Okay.
I don't know how good these are, so just...
I don't know how good mine is. We'll cut this bit out, maybe.
Yeah, just don't... I think it's fine, just don't go in with the expectation that I think these are really good. Because that makes it cringier, okay? I get it. So my first one is, it's dangerous to go alone. You need to look, listen. You never know when there could be a snake!
That's exactly what I was after. You did better than me. Mine are all
That's really my best one.
Okay.
The next one is, would you kindly do a barrel roll? This was quite funny.
No, that was not good.
Yeah, I know. And then I got war. War never changes. And then war has changed. From Metal Gear Solid. And then Fallout's the first one. I just want their funny back to back. And then one final one. It was thank you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle. War never changes.
I can imagine that above the sofa in the living room on the wall. I think your first one was a banger. I'll give you that.
Yeah, well, I was trying to make one big long one, and then the video games quotes, they're all just about guns and fighting and stuff, which I feel like, because the other one's like Disney quotes, isn't it? So it made it a bit more difficult. I really was trying to get Jill Sandwich in it, or All Your Base Belong to Us, but they just don't link well with other things.
I did all of mine as titles, because I thought that was a bit easier. But again, every title was about war. So I wrote 2, and the first one just descended into war, and this one has as well, but I've just run with it. So mine is... In this house, we shower once a fortnight. When we hear the call of duty, we head to the horizon and say hello to uncharted territory. As an army of 2, no one will be left for dead. As in this house, we are in the company of heroes.
Oh, very good, Ollie. Very good.
I did have a bit that was like, if my special breakfast is overcooked...
Oh, is it? I think maybe if I did titles, I could have. I feel you did the titles were easier because quotes kind of like quite have a beginning and ending, whereas titles are often like a word or something.
Also, there's just not that many quotes.
Yeah, well, like there's some that I was like, because I looked up like famous quotes, and there's some that's like some quote from some like obscure Kingdom Hearts character. I'm like, if I say it, like people just aren't going to know it. Like I'd have to explain them. Also, I had to only do really famous quotes.
Yeah. Well, Ellie, we really are the Last of Us.
Yeah. I do. Anyway, feel free, everyone, to let us know who you thought was the worst this week in the comments down below. Also, we want more questions. Try to make sure with your questions, don't do them all as just blanks. I actually kind of reworded some of the questions we used in this one. I realized most of the comments were, just filling in the blanks, which is a bit more restrictive and cumbersome to read. So just try and do them any sort of general gaming question, which is open enough for us to kind of be silly and do some bad answers to. But apart from that, thank you all so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Cheers, everyone. Bye.